So when you have a movie like this, The Trial of the Chicago 7, about this subject matter, today is like the perfect time to release it. Hey everybody, my name is Brandon, aka the BrandoCritic, and on this channel it's my job to point you in the direction of movies worth checking out. So if that interests you, make sure you hit like and subscribe, and I just recently partnered with Movie Scene Canada as well, so make sure you check them out for the latest reviews, news, and reactions. But today, I'm here to tell you whether or not The Trial of the Chicago 7 coming to Netflix is worth a watch today. So, we have The Trial of the Chicago 7. A movie about the protests, or the riots, depending on who you ask, that took place in Chicago in 1968 to protest the Vietnam War. And I'm always fascinated with these kind of movies. I always love movies about the Vietnam War, about Watergate, about just the political unrest in the 60s and 70s regarding the Vietnam War. I love that time era. So this movie naturally piqued my interest. However, movies like this, I find very hard to review, and I'm not too sure why. But the conclusion that I've come to is that a movie like this, you can go down the filmmaking processes and just put solid, good. And if someone asks me, hey, have you seen Trial of the Chicago 7? I'll go, yeah, I have. And someone goes, what do you think of it? And I'm like, yeah, it was good. It was good. I liked it. And that's all I can really say about it. Because really, you go down the list. How's the acting? The acting is really good. There's a lot of great performances in this movie. You know, you have Mark Rylance, you have Frank Langella or Langella, you know, the guy who played Nixon in Frost Nixon. Sacha Baron Cohen and Jeremy Strong are great in the movie. Eddie Redmayne has an American accent, and he actually is understandable in this movie, unlike Fantastic Beasts, which is nice. Joseph Gordon-Levitt is also solid in the movie, and there's a cameo that came out of nowhere for me, and I'm like, yep, he's solid too. This movie has really good acting. The writing, this is written by Aaron Sorkin. You know it's going to be fantastic. The writing in this movie is really good. How's the subject matter? Well, I love movies about history that are still relevant today. And I'm not going to get political on you guys, but it is kind of crazy to think of this movie taking place in 1968, but yet it feels so modern. And you go through everything else, the production design, the editing, they're all good. So this is a good movie. But I'm not going to leave you with just the report card of this movie. I do have two minor gripes that I want to talk to you guys about that I feel like I can talk about in a review. Number one is that Aaron Sorkin is a better writer than a director. And I know that he has much more experience writing than directing. But in this movie, you can really tell. Because in this movie, it feels like he has the camera set up and he says, okay, actors, get in front of the camera and say my lines. And they do that. And then he moves the camera this way. Hey actors, say my amazing dialogue. And they say it. And it is amazing. The dialogue in this movie is wonderful, right? Aaron Sorkin is a genius. However, in terms of the directing, the visuals are very bare bones. This movie isn't very dynamic. This movie isn't very stylistic. There's no punch, there's no gravitas, there's no spunk, there's no energy to the direction of the movie. Again, the writing is superb. However, I feel like in terms of just the filmmaking, it was just very serviceable to the material. It didn't really give it any big punch. And speaking about big punch, that's another reason why I feel like it's very hard for me to go, you gotta see this movie, guys. This movie, at least to me, didn't have that emotional punch. Take another movie that Aaron Sorkin wrote about a courtroom drama like A Few Good Men. I was able to connect with Tom Cruise's character, with Demi Moore's character. They actually had a relationship. I was actually able to connect with the characters. In this movie, while yes, there are many characters in this movie, right? There are 7 people on trial. I was never able to really get fully connected to any one of them. They're all very surface level. It's like, okay, I know that guy a little bit. I know that guy a little bit. I know that guy a little bit. I'm unable to really connect with them though. And while the subject matter I do find interesting, and I found it interesting in this movie, I feel like the movie tried to talk about the issue at hand, and it also tried to talk about every single character at hand, but you do that so minimalistically that there isn't one standout punch. Either the issue at hand really drives home, or one of the characters' inner struggles really drives home. They tried to do both, and in my eyes, nothing really was that big emotional punch that a movie like this, at least in my eyes, kind of needed, at least to be remembered. And while yes, this movie is a good movie, again, I have nothing really bad to say about it, But I've said this in other videos before, and I talk about a movie's aftertaste. And when you go see a movie and then it's over, you keep thinking about it. You keep thinking about it when you're driving home from the theater, you're talking with your friends in the car about the movie. It really does feel like forever since that's actually happened, right? But the movie still keeps you engaged long after it's over. After this movie, I'm like, yeah, I enjoyed that. And then I just went on with my life. So it may sound like I'm trying to bring the movie down. I'm not trying to bring it down at all. I totally understand the high Rotten Tomatoes rating. I believe it's at a 93%, and 93% of the critics like this movie. And I would say that I am one of them. I like this movie also. That's why I'm giving it a 3 out of 5, because I like this movie. So anyways, guys, tell me down in the comment section down below, have you guys seen Trial of the Chicago 7? And what is your favorite courtroom drama movie? Whatever they are, tell me down below. And if you're new here and you want to see more videos just like this one, then definitely hit like and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.